take it before the Walmart goes by.
Yeah.
Walmart, probably.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Mountain State. Continuing with our 2024 summer exploration, today I bring you a mall that I have wanted to see for many years. A mall that is cherished by many retail enthusiasts. This particular property holds some of the most amazing vintage architecture that I've ever seen. So, without further ado, let's get inside and tell the full history of the Mountaineer Mall in Morgantown, West Virginia. In early 1973, construction began on a new shopping mall that was to be built off of Greenbag Road on the south side of Morgantown. This new shopping mall will be developed by the Latrobe, Pennsylvania-based Laurel Development Corporation. The complex will be known as the Mountaineer Mall, adding to the long list of Mountaineer things in the Morgantown area. The complex will be an enclosed mall, heated and air-conditioned. The new multi-million-dollar shopping complex will house a Murphy Mart, which was a division of the G.C. Murphy Company, a Montgomery Ward store, and several other major businesses as announced in September 1973. By November that same year, 30 tenants were already nailed down for a spot at the mall. In early 1974, J.C. Penney and Giant Eagle announced that they would be both opening stores at the mall site. J.C. Penney would become the third anchor and be situated in the middle of the mall. Giant Eagle will be built as an outparcel, adjacent right outside the mall. On Wednesday, October 16, 1974, Montgomery Ward held their grand opening at the Mountaineer Mall. They would close down their Morgantown store to move in here. They would also be the first store to open at the mall complex. 5 days later, on Monday, October 21, 1974, Murphy's Mart would hold their grand opening celebrations at 10 a.m. The store will be featuring an auto center and a full sit-down restaurant, along with a snack bar near the front entrance. The entrance we just walked through takes us into the 1970s section of the mall. The doors behind us was where the original mall entrance would have been. When the 1980s section of the mall was built, they expanded on from this point, but we'll get into that more later. Over here on the right we have what was once a Lum's restaurant, and I found a couple photos from the Mon Valley Railroad Historical Society from when they first leased the space, and you can see the old chairs and the red carpet, which is still in there to this day. On Tuesday, August 5th, 1975, the Mountaineer Mall held its grand opening. Some of the stores to open on and around opening day were Jo-Ann Fabrics, Fashion Bug, The Children's World, General Nutrition Company, Kinney Shoes, The Record Bar, Radio Shack, House of Cards, Dipper Dan, Thrift Drug, Gordon Jewelers, Associated Hardware, Robert Hall Clothing, and many more. A theater operated by the Cinemas Corporation called Mountaineer Mall Theaters would also operate in the mall at the main entrance. On Wednesday, January 7th, 1976 at 9:30 a.m., JCPenney held their grand opening celebration at the mall. The store would feature a fully staffed beauty salon and a snack bar restaurant. In February 1978, Laurel Development would sell the mall to Cleveland, Ohio-based First Union Real Estate Investments. First Union paid $4 million in cash, subject to a $10 million mortgage on the property. After 1978, the history for the mall gets a little bit limited, and I unfortunately won't have exact dates and clippings for every event from this point on, but stick with me as we put together the pieces the best we can. In 1985, the mall would see its first anchor change, with Murphy's Mart becoming an Ames. In September 1986, it was made public that the Mountaineer Mall would go under a $8.3 million expansion plan. In this plan, the mall would be extended outward from the original main entrance of the mall. The expansion would add 95,000 square feet of additional retail space, along with a 64,000 square foot Wheeling, West Virginia-based Stone & Thomas department store. The existing mall would go under a modernization during this time as well. The project would begin October 1st and would be completed in fall of 1987. Around this time as well, Giant Eagle would close their original store in front of the mall and move down the hill to its current location. Things seem to be going uphill for the mall, but that would all change just a few years later. In 1990, the Morgantown Mall would open just a short distance away. The mall would be about a third bigger than Mountaineer, and would be far better situated, being located right off I-79. Immediately, stores would start to pull out of the Mountaineer Mall in favor of a spot at Morgantown, with the most apparent being JCPenney. Sometime in the early 90s, the Mountaineer Mall theaters would close, and in 1993, the former JCPenney space would become a U.S. Factory Outlets, lasting until 1996 and becoming Gabriel Brothers. Sometime in 1993, Ames would close and the space would be demolished for a Walmart, which opened in its place on January 4th, 1994. In 1998, Stone & Thomas was forced to sell itself to Elder Beerman for $38 million due to failing profits. In turn, most existing Stone & Thomas stores were converted to Elder Beerman's. Even though Elder Beerman operated a store at Morgantown Mall, they chose to keep those stores open here. In 1999, Montgomery Ward announced they would be closing 39 locations by May 1st, which included the location here at Mountaineer, with a General Glass Home Center opening in its spot later, but they would be very short-lived. On July 1st, 1999, Maple Shade, New Jersey-based Jaeger Management along with their affiliate, Philadelphia-based GP Properties, purchased the mall for $11 million. They still own the mall to this day. This company would begin to bring in mixed-use tenants like Teletech, which would open in the former Montgomery Ward space. On October 17, 2006, Walmart shuttered their store at the mall, relocating to a new building nearby, and in 2008, Elder Bierman and Gabriel Brothers would both close up shop. These departures marked the end of traditional retail at Mountaineer, with Walmart and Gabe's being converted to Mylan Pharmaceutical offices soon after. In late 2020, Mylan Pharmaceuticals, which had facilities in Morgantown, would close. This, in turn, would cause the two offices at Mountaineer Mall to shutter, and 5 years later, in January 2025, Teletech would close their call center at the mall, leaving all anchor spaces vacant again. Today, the Mountaineer Mall operates as a time capsule of 70s retail. The mall stands as a community center, boasting a dance studio, senior center, a thrift store, and a really cool antique shop, among others. Recently, a few months prior to the publishing of this video, a snack bar opened in the former hot dog shop in the corner in the center court. I only hope the best for the future of this property, and hopefully I'll return once again soon. I would like to thank everyone for watching my video. Mountaineer Mall was one of the first malls that I took an interest in when I first started this adventure way back in 2017, and it was a really special moment for me to see this place when I first visited back in June of 2024. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and give the video a like. It really helps me out and motivates me to produce more videos just like this. Also, I encourage you to comment and share this video to reach a wider audience. For our next mall video, we will be heading 74 miles east to check out the Country Club Mall in LaVale, Maryland. As always, have a good night if you caught the premiere, and I will see everyone in the next video. And make sure to stick around here for some newspaper clippings from the Mountaineer Mall in its prime.
Thank you.